We're counting down 5 things you should never do at the slots, according to ex-casino employees. From sneaky casino design tricks and rigged almost wins to data traps that follow you home. These are the insider secrets the house doesn't want you to know. But which dangerous mistake ranks number 1? Let's find out. Starting with number 5. Number 5. Never lose track of time or money. Inside a casino, time slips away faster than you think. There are no clocks on the walls and no windows to show day or night. The lighting stays bright and constant, creating an endless twilight that makes hours blur together. That is no accident, it's by design. Casino architects and psychologists collaborate to remove anything that reminds you of the outside world or the passing of time. The result is a kind of time blindness where you could be playing for 6 hours but feel like it's only been 1. The sound never stops either. Slot machines chime, bells ring, and upbeat music loops without end. Each celebratory ding is engineered to make you feel lucky and keep you spinning. Even when you're losing, the patterned carpets and maze-like layout pull your eyes along and your feet deeper onto the floor. It's easy to get disoriented, to lose track of where you even came in, let alone how long you've been there. And those free drinks? They are far from generosity. Complimentary cocktails are a casino staple for a reason. Alcohol lowers your inhibitions and clouds your judgment. Maya Thompson, who worked as a cocktail server in Biloxi, remembers being trained to keep players topped up with drinks and friendly banter. They told us to keep the mood light and the drinks flowing, she recalls. The more relaxed and distracted you are, the less likely you'll check your watch or count your chips. Staff are coached to joke, smile, and always offer another round. All to keep you comfortably planted at the machine just a little longer. The casino even subtly controls the temperature and air to keep you alert yet at ease. In this perpetual bubble of soft-lighted noise and indulgence, the biggest risk is that you forget to set limits for yourself. And that's exactly what the house wants. Casinos rely on players losing track of time and money, sinking deeper without realizing it. If you want to walk out with something left, always keep one eye on the clock, if you can find one, or set an alarm on your phone. Never let the casino decide when you should stop, because they will happily let you play until every dollar is gone. Your first defense is awareness. Remember what time it is and how much you've spent. The house wants you lost in the moment. Don't let them. Number 4. Never stay glued to one hot machine. Slot machines do not just sit in one place forever. In fact, the casino floor is quietly shifting under your feet. Late at night, when the crowd's thin or the doors close, a crew of slot technicians gets to work. Machines are unplugged and wheeled around, sometimes swapped with others across the room. Clusters of games are rearranged, all before the morning players return. The goal isn't to change your luck. It's to keep the floor feeling fresh, encourage wandering, and break any notion of a lucky spot. Jack Chen, who spent a decade as a slot technician in Las Vegas, puts it bluntly. We move machines all the time to mess with players' routines. If regulars started flocking to one corner thinking it was hot, management would send Jack a floor map and he'd shuffle the lineup overnight. There's nothing mystical about a machine being hot or cold. That idea is mostly a myth. What's really happening is the casino is strategically grouping and regrouping the SOPs to direct foot traffic. They want you to roam from machine to machine, not camp at one place waiting for a jackpot. Often, they'll place the most eye-catching or loose-feeling machines near high-traffic areas, by the bar, the buffet, or the main entrance, where you're more likely to sit down. End cap machines at the end of a row. Get more play simply because they're more visible to people walking by. Jack notes that internal studies at his casino showed moving a slot to a busier spot could boost its revenue by nearly 20%. That's not magic or luck. It's smart business and psychology at work. Sticking obsessively to one machine for hours, convinced it's due to pay out if you just feed it a bit more, is exactly what the casino hopes you'll do. The longer you stay on one game, the more you fall into the sunk cost fallacy. The false belief that because you've already put so much in, a win must be around the corner. But the hard truth is, the odds never change. Every spin has the same lousy probability of winning, whether it's your first dollar or your 500th. The machine doesn't warm up the more you play it. Your best move, don't get attached. If you're not having fun or hitting anything worthwhile, get up and switch machines or take a break entirely. Winners in casinos often wander and sample different games. Losers chain themselves to one spot out of stubborn loyalty. Remember, the casino floor is designed to keep you playing, not to reward loyalty. There's no special payout for perseverance. So never fall for the idea that a slot is your machine, or that it's hot tonight. By the time you think a jackpot is imminent, you could have already fed the machine far more than it will ever pay back. Break the spell and walk away on your terms. The casino might shuffle machines around, but each individual slot has its own way of tricking your brain. In fact, one of the sneakiest deceptions is happening right on the reels every time you hit that button. That's where we're heading with number 3. Number 3. Never be fooled by near misses. They're not what you think. Slot machines are carefully built to trick your senses, not just with flashing lights and cheerful sounds, but with the patterns that play out on the reels. Have you ever had a spin where 2 jackpot symbols lined up and the third landed just above the pay line? Maybe you got bar 7, with that third bar 1 click away from a huge win. It feels like you almost won. So tantalizingly close that you're sure one more spin will do it. But that feeling is no accident. Game designers actually program these near misses into the machine's code. Using weighted reels and clever algorithms, the machine will show you what looks like an almost jackpot far more often than true randomness would allow. It's an illusion to make you think you're always just one spin away from a big payout. In reality, every spin outcome is determined by a random number generator, RNG, deep inside the machine. The RNG has already decided whether you win or lose before the reels stop. Those symbols you see are basically window dressing. The game can make the reels display a near miss. Say, the jackpot symbol stopping right next to the pay line, even though the outcome is a loss. Anita Desai, who tested slot games in Atlantic City, recalls running hundreds of simulations where the reels would land just shy of a jackpot, over and over. Near misses were built into the system, she says. Players would feel so close, but it was all programmed. We knew the odds hadn't actually improved at all. Inside the machine, there are dozens of virtual stops on each reel that the program can choose, many more than the physical symbols you see. Some symbols, usually the high-paying ones, have far fewer winning stops assigned to them, while losing symbols have lots of stops. So the machine might show you that almost jackpot combination frequently, but the chance of that third symbol actually landing on the line is still remote. Neuroscience backs up what casinos already know. A near miss lights up the brain almost the same way as an actual win. Researchers at the University of Cambridge found that a near win triggered the reward centers in gamblers' brains, flooding them with dopamine just like a jackpot would. In other words, that rush you feel when the reels almost align is a deliberate effect. It hooks into the same addiction pathways, pushing you to keep betting. Most players have no idea their brains are being gamed at such a primal level. A study using fMRI, brain scans, showed that near misses make people more eager to continue playing, even though logically they just lost. The machine is effectively training you like Pavlov's dog, rewarding your brain with a hit of excitement for almost winning, so you don't walk away. The patterns you think you see, almost hitting 777, or being due because you came so close, are pure illusion. Casinos and game designers have crafted these fake patterns to keep you chasing that elusive win. But chasing a near miss high is a fast way to lose far more than you planned. So when you catch yourself thinking, it's almost hitting, I can feel it, take a step back. Remember that almost winning is still losing, and the odds on the next spin are no better than before. The only thing that's nearly happening is you nearly emptying your wallet. Even if you don't fall for the machine's real tricks, the casino has another trap ready, one that follows you beyond any single session. It's something many players think is helping them, but it's actually helping the house. Let's expose number 2. Number 2. Never trust that the player's card will make you luckier. Those shiny Players Club cards are everywhere on the casino floor. Sign up, slide your card in, rack up points. Maybe you'll get a free buffet or some bonus play for your loyalty. It sounds like a great deal. But there's a hidden catch. The card is not a magic charm, and it definitely doesn't make the machine any more likely to pay out. What it does is track every move you make. When you insert that card, the casino system starts logging data. Every dollar you wager, how long you play, which machines you prefer, what bet sizes you choose. Everything. All that information flows straight into the casino's marketing database in real time. Marcus Lee, a former marketing analyst in Phoenix, explains it clearly. The card doesn't change the odds on the machine at all. It changes what the marketing team will send you later. Let's say over a week of evenings, you end up feeding about $500 into various slots. The system sees your pattern. Maybe that crosses a threshold that triggers a free play offer in the mail. You might soon receive a flyer for $50 of slot credit to entice you back in. If you usually come on weekends and then suddenly stop showing up for a month, don't be surprised to get a "We miss you" email with some complimentary spins or a buffet voucher. The casino knows when you play, how much you lose, and how often you return. They categorize every carded player into tiers based on these habits. If you're a bigger spender, you'll get bigger comps. Think free rooms, show tickets, even limo rides. If you're a small stakes regular, you'll get just enough freebies, like a meal coupon or a few free spins to make you feel valued and nudge you to come back. It's all highly personalized. Marcus recalls compiling weekly reports of player data that would make most people's heads spin, down to what times of day you like to play and whether you favor Wheel of Fortune over penny slots. The truth is, the loyalty program isn't about loyalty at all. It's about behavior manipulation. The casino is essentially saying, "We'll give you a little back now, so you'll bring us a lot more later." Those free perks are calculated investments to maximize your lifetime losses. The randomness of the slot reels does not budge just because your card is inserted. Your odds of hitting the jackpot remain exactly the same, terrible as they were without the card. The only thing that changes is how much the casino knows about you, and how they will exploit that data to keep you gambling. By all means, use a player's card if you want the free coffee or a cheap buffet, but do it with eyes open. Understand that every swipe is feeding the beast more info about your gambling habits, and those comps are bait on a hook. The real game here isn't on the slot screen. It's in the data the house collects on you. In a casino, knowledge is power, and with the Players Club, the casino has all the knowledge. Don't fall into the trap of thinking you found an edge because you're a rewarded player. The only reward that ultimately matters is walking away with your money intact. 4 mistakes down, and we've seen how casinos manipulate time, space, psychology, and data. But all of these set the stage for the biggest mistake of all, the one behavior that has emptied more wallets than any other. It's time for number 1, the ultimate thing you should never do at the slots. Number 1, never chase your losses. Every spin on a slot machine is independent, a fresh bet governed by the RNG, with no memory of what came before. There is no pattern and no getting due. Yet, one of the easiest traps to fall into is trying to win back money you've already lost. This urge can grab hold of anyone, even seasoned gamblers, and it is perhaps the most dangerous habit on the casino floor. The psychology is simple. You lose a chunk of money and pain and panic set in. You tell yourself, just a bit more and I'll get back to even. The reality, you're digging your hole deeper with every dollar. Amy Reynolds, a former floor supervisor in Reno, remembers one long, brutal night when a regular patron fell into this trap. Early in the evening, he lost around $1,200 hopping between machines. Frustration was written all over his face, but he didn't walk away. Instead, he sat down at a penny slot machine, yes, a penny slot, and over the next couple hours proceeded to feed it another $2,000, chasing that lost money. Amy watched as his bets escalated from 50 cents a spin to $5 a spin on a low-denomination game, desperation growing with each raise. He kept saying it had to hit soon, she recalls. That phrase, "it has to hit," is a huge red flag. We're trained to watch out for that kind of thinking. In his mind. After all those losses, a big win was practically owed to him. But of course, that's not how probability works. In fact, casinos have surveillance systems and staff specifically to monitor this kind of behavior. The moment that man started dramatically increasing his bets and making repeat trips to the ATM, the cameras noticed. Victor Morales, a former surveillance tech in Atlantic City, explains what happened behind the scenes. We had software that would flag rapid loss spikes or frantic play. Too much money, lost too fast, and an alert pops up. Then we'd radio the floor to intervene. In Amy's case, she got a call in her earpiece to check on the man. She approached with a sympathetic smile and even offered him a coffee on the house, a gentle nudge to break the spell. These interventions, whether a free drink, the chat, or a suggestion to take a break, are not just kindness. They're also about the casino managing liability and complying with gaming regulations. Casinos know when someone is in trouble. They're often required to make an attempt to stop someone who's clearly out of control. But let's be honest, by the time they step in, the damage is usually done. Victor admits, we knew exactly who was getting in over their head, but we wouldn't stop them until they crossed a certain threshold. The house isn't eager to cut off a losing player until we have to. Statistics bear this out. Roughly 1% to 2% of adults meet the criteria for severe problem gambling. And chasing losses is almost always part of the pattern. It's a hallmark of gambling addiction. The inability to walk away, the compulsion to keep doubling down to undo the damage. The math is simple but brutal. If you're playing a game with a house edge, which is every slot machine, the longer you play, the more you lose. Every extra dollar you throw in, trying to catch up, is actually just pushing you further behind. It's like trying to dig yourself out of a hole with a shovel. Each scoop just removes more ground from under your feet. The faster you try to win it back, the faster you tend to lose. At some point that night, Amy says, the man's eyes went glassy and his hands trembled on the button. He was in a trance of chasing, oblivious to anything but the reels. He ultimately quit only because he maxed out his ATM withdrawals and a manager firmly insisted he call it a night. He left with nothing but a hollow look on his face. The next day, heartbreakingly, he was back to start the cycle all over again. That's the tragic reality of loss chasing. It creates a feedback loop of desperation. Don't ever let yourself get into that state. Set a firm loss limit before you start playing. The moment you hit that limit, or even come close, cash out and walk away. No exceptions. If you catch yourself thinking, I just need to win a little more back, then I'll quit. That's the clearest warning sign. Force yourself to stop right there. Chasing losses is the fastest way to turn a bad night into a catastrophic one. No slot machine on earth is obligated to pay you back just because you've been a loyal loser. Every spin is independent, and the odds never tilt in your favor out of pity or fairness. The casino has an effectively infinite bankroll. You don't. Know when to cut your losses, because the house certainly won't do it for you. Across all 5 of these warnings, one truth stands out crystal clear. Slot machines and the casinos that house them are engineered to keep you spinning, not winning. Every detail, from the lights and sounds to the floor layout to the nearly winning spins to those enticing comps, is carefully tuned to serve the house's interests, not yours. The casino's entire business is built on subtle control of your environment and psychology. Understanding these designs and tactics is your real edge as a player. When you know the game is rigged, not in the sense of the outcomes being rigged, but rigged to keep you playing longer than you intended. You can make smarter choices. You can set your own limits and stick to them. Ignore the fake allure of almost wins and not fall for data-driven marketing tricks. In a casino, your greatest gamble isn't on any machine at all. It's on your own discipline and awareness. So the next time you hear that jaunty slot melody or see those flashing lights beckon, remember what these ex-employees have revealed. Keep your wits about you. The real secret to beating the slots is knowing when to walk away with your wallet and sanity intact. In the end, the only sure win at a casino is not playing into their hands. Stay sharp, stay aware, and you'll never be the sucker at the slots.